Hey, ladies, it is Diana and Charlene, and we are Midlife with Mary, which might sound confusing to people because neither of our names are Mary. But we are also talking about the Blessed Mother. We are good Catholic girls, obviously in midlife, and we want to talk about all the common themes for women that come along with midlife. Right, Charlene? Like, I mean,
Oh my
we've been
God, yeah.
commiserating for years. So let's share
Yeah.
it with the other ladies, right?
What it's like to be a mom, a woman, coworker,
Turning
employee,
50.
turning 50, sole breadwinner at one point in our lives, all of it, all the things, all the things.
And I know today we wanted to focus on empty nesting as a topic because, oh my gosh, Charlene, I was telling you, I have a lot of friends whose kids are just graduating from high school this year. My son graduated from college last year. So like I've been around this rodeo a little bit and know what to expect. You know what to expect.
Yeah. So I have been an empty nester for probably about 5 years now. It's a huge life change. You're not only grieving the fact that your child no longer needs you in the most visceral sense of like house, food, all the things, but also the changes that come emotionally with that too, like going out and being independent. I mean, that's an adjustment.
It's harder for some moms than others for sure. And I think, to be honest, it's hardest for the moms who are stay-at-home moms.
I would say that 100%.
Like that's their whole identity for so long.
Oh,
They're
God,
the caretakers of their children. They're the mother. And once that's that role changes, it's not that it ever goes away. I mean, I remember my grandmother at 85 saying, motherhood is a lifetime sentence. You worry about your kids and you worry about your grandkids. You worry about everybody forever. It never goes away.
My heart definitely goes out to the single moms, especially single moms that may or may not, for whatever reason, this is a judgment-free zone, may not have had time, the inclination, or the resources to have outlets while they were being a single mom. So like their kids became their entire world. My heart really goes out to them because being on the other side, it was, working outside of the home,
right,
was a really good, it was a good distraction. You get to take your mind off of it for a little bit because you actually get to leave. And then when you can't, obviously, trust me, my heart hurt walking in the door and he wasn't there, or like I knew he wasn't coming home for dinner. But yeah,
I still keep my son's room, the door to his bedroom closed. And I know, like, it's so funny to me, like a lot of moms will immediately be like, oh, I'm repurposing my kid's bedroom. I'm making it a gym or I'm making it a library. And I'm like, no, I want him to come home and visit and have his comfy bed. What are you talking about?
Yeah, your situation's a little differently because your son lives away. He lives away.
Yeah.
And my son moved out at the time was his girlfriend, now wife, just 2 towns over. So he was never going to be coming home. And in fact, fun point of fact, this space was his bedroom. And it did take me some time. It probably took me, even though we just moved down the street, like 20 minutes.
Yep. That's great though.
It is great. He still comes over every Tuesday for dinner.
I think that makes it more official, Charlene. Like if you have like a more formal standing meeting, because honestly, that's like one of the little tips I want to share with my girlfriends is like have a standing time every week. Yeah.
And then also, but like you also have to tell them, like, if you can't meet that meeting, it's okay. Just let me know ahead of time because they need to start valuing your time because you're shifting from a child-adult relationship to an adult. And sometimes, let's be real, our little ones sometimes forget that we're humans too, and our time is valuable, whether we're full-time moms or working moms. But like holding them accountable if they drop the ball and they don't show up in a gentle mom way, saying, hey, are you coming over? Or
you said something important. I think setting that expectation.
It's so important.
Very early, like, when you drop them off at their dorm or their apartment or whatever it is, like establish that routine. I think it's like a great time to establish new traditions.
Totally.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of envy sometimes. I really envy those families that have like the really fun beach house or the funds to like plan a huge family vacation to a great place that their kids are excited to go to once a year, because I think travel and having like that fun destination that they can look forward to is really effective in like herding the cats and getting everybody together. You also said something important about like making sure they value your time. And
Sometimes they don't appreciate us until we're not there for them.
yeah.
And so that first time, for those mamas out there that are dealing with it, I'm going to tell you, it's going to break your heart more than it's going to hurt your kid. I'm speaking from experience. It's that first time you say, no, I can't, I'm busy. And you are absolutely encouraged to say that to your child. Your child is an adult. And if they suddenly want to do something and you have something else planned, give yourself the space and grace to make, if you choose you and your schedule, that's okay. Obviously, as long as the child isn't going through any like serious emotional issues, is not in danger, there isn't a health issue. It's just they were inconsiderate and dropped something in your lap last minute thinking, oh, mom's always there, she'll show up. It is okay. And it's actually quite liberating when you say, thank you for the invite, sweetheart, but it's so last minute. I have something else planned. Even if it's just doing laundry or like, oh, because remember, mom, you're a human being too. You're a woman. You were you before you became mom.
Right. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think in 2025, in this day and age of technology, it's better or worse in terms of like, I have a lot of friends who've been like tracking their kids on Life 360 since forever, since they got their first cell phone, especially like when they started driving, they can see where they are at all times. Do you think that gets turned off when they go away and they move out?
That's a conversation you need to have with your kid, because I had it with my son. Because he was a one and only, and he knows I'm a worrier about him. And even though I have the most level-headed child on the planet, but still, I go like
out there. You don't understand. Like Charlene's son is an old soul.
I think he's gotten
stable
drunk.
Life.
I think I've gotten drunk more than my son's gotten drunk. Like, let's just put it this way.
Yeah. Where I, on the other hand,
drunk.
I, on the other hand, have a boy bopping around New York City and DJing at nightclubs and doing all the stuff that makes me nervous. And I'm mom, and I'm always going to be nervous, and I do not apologize for that. So.
Oh yeah, there's no apologizing for being nervous, but at the same time, as moms, for so long, you're bringing up a good point. And this goes back to what the conversation we're talking about, which is as we move from kid to adult with our adult children, you need to emote more with your children in terms of expressing why you're feeling what you're feeling or why you're asking what you're asking. If you want them to connect with you as an adult, you have to be vulnerable with them with your feelings. So if you're scared because they're making choices, you need to use a lot of I statements to say, I understand that this is your life and you're living your life, but when, and you're making the choices that you're choosing, and I want to support you. But some of the choices that you're making are making me really nervous or making me scared or making me upset. Can you help me to understand why you made that choice so I can support you? Saying things like that with your adult children is vital, because validating their choices and that you're showing you want to support them, but in order for you to support them, you need to understand them. When he went away to school, 20 minutes away from the house.
4 hours for me. Yeah.
We sat down and I talked to him about like a lot of, I actually wrote him a letter, because sometimes with some deep heavy big feelings, I write things, and he read it and he's like, Mom, I didn't realize that. I'm like, yeah. I go, this is a lot for me. I said, while you're at school, can you please share your location, so that way if I don't hear from you, I at least know where your phone is.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not going to creep on you. I'm not going to follow you every night because this is all about trust. I'm trusting you to go to school
Yes.
and behave in the manner that you were raised.
Yeah.
I need you to trust me that I'm not going to creep on you. That's a conversation you have to have with your kid. You have to ask permission once they turn 18, ladies.
I did. I went through it with my son. He turned it off. I was worried. It got scary for a while. Then he decided that he was going to like travel the world by himself. Like the day he graduated from college.
I was nervous for him when he I was like, oh my God.
And I'm like, please, can I have your location? Because it's
not saying is that she's got a peanut of a son. He's not some hulking 6'6" linebacker.
He's 5'6", like 130 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he's not beating anybody up.
By himself. Yeah. Got a good head on his shoulders, I'm not gonna lie. But this is where I think I honestly would be a crazy person if I didn't have my faith.
Yes.
And that's the other part is like, we need to respect boundaries as they become adults. We cannot micromanage and helicopter them because you're going to create a very unhealthy relationship, but you're also going to clip their wings and make them, you're going to lessen their resilience. You're going to lessen their ability to figure out problems on their own.
Yeah.
The results aren't going to be good if you don't take that step back.
Right.
But it's also like trusting God with your children. More than you ever have before. I mean, I pray.
You got to really lean in. You got to lean into your faith. You got to lean into, this is where praying to Mary really helped me.
Oh my goodness.
Leaning in and saying the rosary. For me, saying the rosary was always helpful. But I like saying the rosary. I find it very meditative, but I know it's a lot. You're talking 20 minutes or sometimes longer to say the rosary, but just saying a quick Hail Mary or a couple of Hail Marys when you're feeling super anxious about the situation